For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. A lot has happened politically this weekend as we're still dealing with the shocking news of Joe Biden withdrawing from the 2024 presidential election. After dropping out, Biden would endorse his VP Kamala Harris as the new Democratic nominee. With just over 3 months until the election, we'll see if anyone challenges her for the spot. Over the weekend, Dave Chappelle would perform in New York City for several shows, one being co-headline with Jon Stewart. There, the two comedians known for their political takes would touch on Trump, Biden, Israel, and Gaza. According to sources, they would also publicly express their support for the current president while stating that Trump is a dictator and he doesn't understand why people want to vote for him. Now, unfortunately, that show took place before Biden officially announced he was dropping out, so there's no commentary from the two on that issue. Today, we have our Comedy Hype analyst, Sean Larkin, and Steve Brown on the show to talk about Joe Biden dropping out of the election and his endorsement of Kamala Harris. It seems like all last week, it's just been like more news, and just when you think you're at the end, more happens. Steve, I'm coming to you first because we had a crazy conversation all last week, top of the week right now. We see that Biden dropped out. I want to start there. What's your reaction to Biden dropping out of the...
It wasn't shocking, but I'm good with his replacement. I'm good with it. And now I think the Democratic Party, they just need to galvanize, get behind her, get a great running mate, and let's go do this thing. That's how I feel about it. Anything but Trump. Anybody but Trump. Yeah. And that's just my final thought on it. We can fuss about it, we can argue about it, about is she ready, is she this, is she black enough, and this and that. But at this point, anybody but Trump, especially since we know what we know about what Trump is trying to do.
When you saw Biden catch COVID, did you think that was going to be the next step, like where he was going to step out? Seeing that we saw he was dealing with health concerns, and then it was announced that he had COVID. When that happened, what was your thoughts on it?
I knew right then that he was going to drop out or pass out, one or the other, or pass away, because I mean he's looking physically frail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know it was a good move. I mean it's late in the game, but it was a good move. Yeah.
Now, Sean, I know you weren't with us last week. A lot has happened, so I'm even interested to know like your thoughts on everything that has transpired before this. So up to leading to Biden dropping out, where has your mind been? And then leading to Biden dropping out, what was your thoughts?
I mean, just watching the debates and watching a person rebooting in real life for 40 minutes was scary. And I was like, okay, is this somebody else? Because he was stuck. Yeah. And I was like, he is one mosquito bite away from getting out of here.
He was locked.
He was locked. Like his jaw was really locked. Yeah. And I was asking at the time, is there someone else that can replace him? This is even before all this new stuff had transpired.
Right. What were your thoughts when you saw the assassination attempt as well? Because that has happened since the debate as well. When we saw that Trump,
I was like, damn, we're an inch away.
You know what? Did you think it was? Did you have any thoughts of? Because a lot of people, in all seriousness, though, because you know. In all seriousness, a lot of people thought it was a joke when they first saw it. When you saw it, did you think like, this is not real, this is staged? What were your thoughts around that?
A lot of people saying it was staged, but it's like saying Suge Knight set up Tupac and got shot himself. Like, I'm a stage getting shot for real? I don't think so. Gotcha. I'll put it like this. There are some crazy things that go on in Washington, D.C., but I don't believe that everything is a conspiracy. Yeah. Everything is not a conspiracy. There are conspiracies, but I don't believe everything is a conspiracy.
But do you not think that there were a lot of like, let's say,
it might have been some inside stuff, because how did the guy get to this position where he could even take out Trump? That's crazy.
It was a lot of stuff going on with that shooting that just didn't make sense.
The fact that he was able to pull it off.
Now what comes out is that the doctor that so-called treated his ear, he don't even have a license.
Oh, bless it. Okay.
The driver's license, or
no? He lost his. Driver's
license. I said, what do you need to drive for?
And then everybody walking around with patches on.
Right. So Sean, let me ask you this, and then I'm going to come back to you. Just last question as far as Biden, because I didn't get your take on that. Do you think the Democrats took too long to make this decision to pull him out? Because a lot of people were saying they knew before they knew that he was in this condition.
I think so. I mean, no matter who's running now, are we too far behind to even catch up?
Great question.
I mean, because the fact that Trump got shot and didn't die, a lot of people are looking at him like he's Thor now, like he's a Captain America.
That's the setup.
That is a setup.
That's the setup.
And I mean, no matter how much you hate, when he did this, I mean, oh, them white folks, they got a hard on like they ain't never had in their life.
I get that, but at the same time, when she steps into play, as far as replacing Biden, now we're looking at like, okay, we got new energy. We got a new person in. Let's go and get this done. And believe it or not, women are really jumping on her train. Women and men, black men, we gotta follow. I mean, let's just keep it 100. And I'm not what they saying. Well,
let me ask you this. Okay, go.
You pandering? No, I'm not pandering. Black women are doing so much for our race that our men are not. Is ridiculous. So we got to get behind them and let's go on and put this lady in, or whoever she has as a running mate. I know y'all like, oh man, she locked up a lot of black men and this and that and this and that. She was a DA. She was doing a job. She was doing a job. Not saying that she was all the way right, but that was her job to lock up people. Some of them probably got locked up unjustly. I get it. It happens. But we're not back there now. We are here. We are here. So let's go forward. That's why I'm saying anybody but Trump. We know what he's doing. This young lady, well, I wouldn't say young lady, but you know, she's in here trying to do what she do. Now, what I need for the blues to really bring this thing together, I'm talking about the Democrats. I'm talking about if you a Zeta, if you work at Blue Cross Blue Shield, if you a Crip, we need you voting. That's just what it is. That's just what it is.
What are your thoughts about Kamala as a candidate? Because a lot of people, in addition to them mentioning, you know, her being a DA, they're also saying she's not black, and like that's the reason of.
I don't care about her color, her gender. I'm sorry. My question is, and I'll probably catch a lot of flack for this. Is
you will
who is the candidate that's gonna offer us, the black community, some sanctuary, something directly that benefits us as a black community? I'm tired of giving my vote away just because you're a Democrat. I mean, yeah, she's black. We're gonna cheer for her if she wins, but she gets in, and in the next 4 years we ignored. Okay, what difference does it make?
So let me.
But I mean, we listen. I will not vote for Trump. I'll never do that. But I've seriously considered not voting at all. Just in my local election.
Boy, I thought you was gonna pull out that red MAGA hat because you said you was, man.
No, never that.
So now the cameras come on. No, but let me say this. You are absolutely right. I'm with you on that. As far as people, we want to know specifically what can you do for our people. We've been asking that for the longest. Even Ice Cube wanted to have a meeting with Trump, and black people, we turned on him saying he was a sellout, but he wanted to have that meeting so to ask and find out what can you do for black people specifically. Hispanics got their own stuff, gays, everybody got their own stuff.
But we constantly getting ignored. But and I don't know if y'all remember this when Biden was running for election, she was on the Breakfast Club, and they asked her directly about reparations, and she changed the subject.
I get it. And I didn't like it, and I understand. I remember that. But what I'm saying now, that was then. We are here, okay? And they're saying she's not black enough or whatever. What can she do with black folks? Black folks, let me say this. I'm going to give you a choice. Would you rather have a leader not doing much for you, or would you rather have a leader doing it to you? Would you rather have a leader not doing for you, or have a leader doing it to you? This is the same man that says that he's going to give police immunity if they beat your ass, and do all this other stuff he got going on.
I get what you're saying, but let me ask you this.
Don't ask me nothing.
No, seriously, and be real. Give me a real answer. How has your life considerably changed, for better or for worse, under Bush, Obama, Trump, or Biden? I'm
gonna give you a great answer to that. My life has changed tremendously because I'm in charge of my life. Let me say this.
Okay.
You can say and it goes back to what I'm saying. Mel, what has she done for black people? She ain't done that for me personally. Obama ain't did nothing for me personally. Well, I don't really know that because everything Obama did, Trump took credit for it. So whether they do anything for me or not, my life is still gonna be my life. So with that being said, it kills the argument, what have you done for black people? It don't matter what she did for black people because you're gonna prosper or you're gonna fall regardless. It's on you. Your life is your life. So it doesn't really make me a difference.
Okay. So does it make a difference if Trump is, we forget, we so scared. He was there for 4 years.
Right.
And the sun came up the next day.
The son, yeah, but
listen, I don't want Trump in. I'm not voting for Trump, but I want somebody who has my people's best interest in mind.
Yeah, the son came up with it when he was in, but the son also came up with a rash. But look, the thing is, what I'm trying to say, bro, is anything but Trump.
Anything but Trump.
Because you got to understand, you know, people are questioning if she's ready and this and that, and now how could she?
I mean, you don't know if she's ready.
Okay,
Do we really know if she's ready?
But guess what? We don't know what she's bringing to the table, but we know what Trump is bringing to the table.
We do know that.
We know about.
I will agree with you.
We know about Project 2025. If you don't know about it, I challenge you to read it. I invite you to read it. I dare you to read it.
You know,
read it.
You know you can't read.
So, so with that being said, you know, I'm with this, and then you know, you got people saying, "Man, I just don't believe a black woman gonna win."
No, I don't care about her color or her race.
Okay, so let me say this about a woman or a black woman winning. You say you don't believe it and all this. I don't believe. Well, I never believed that a man with 34 felonies can run for president. He did all this stuff because if I got a felony, I'm in trouble. If I got 2, I'm probably on probation. 3 strikes, you out. You remember that law that you came up with, 3 strikes? He got 34. He's running for president. So why not believe that this woman can be our next United States president? That's why y'all guys should go vote.
And I think it's a good point to bring up. A lot of people are saying that she's not black. Her dad is Jamaican. So even though I don't think race matters, it's just good for people to actually do the research and not just go by what they're seeing online. But let me ask you this, especially because you seem to be on the fence and more so just wanting to make sure you're holding her accountable. What would you want to hear from Kamala, or what do you think she needs to do in order to win this election?
What I would like to hear from her, I would like an agenda that says that I have something special for the black people, specifically for the black community, and not wavering, oh, this is for the black community, but gays can get in on this, or the Asian community can also get on this. When the Asians, when like 5 or 10 Asians had died, they had a new bill overnight that protected their community overnight. We've been getting killed for centuries, and we can't even get a meeting in the White House.
I'm with Sean on that. If you know, I want something in place just for black people. I do. And I want to take it even farther. I want something in place for light-skinned black people because we've been out of style for a long time, and it's time for us to come back. So yes, if you can, Ms. Harris, when you win, just set a bill aside or something to protect light-skinned black people.
Light-skinned, bald-head black people.
Oh my God. I think that's like on the low end of her priorities. I think that's just it's a low priority.
Cameraman, did you zoom in when I said that? Okay. We want something for light-skinned blacks, please. Specifically.
So closing out, you know, when we look at things in totality, obviously we'll see if anybody challenges Harris for that spot. It's not necessarily saying that she has it. So we do have a few more, can't even say months, weeks. I don't know how
like
soon
4
we're doing
months,
tomorrow.
Right? That's what I'm saying. But to be able to, because in August they have their actual convention. So hopefully, you know, we'll kind of see how things pan out. But when it comes down to it, if we are looking at a Trump and a Harris going back and forth, who are you going to vote for? Who do you think you would vote for? If you're comfortable sharing. Steve, I'm going to start with you. That way I can give him some time.
Okay, that question again, because
Between the two, Trump and Harris, if those are going to be the two choices that we have, who do you think you're going to be voting for?
Hands down, Harris.
Yeah.
And
who do you want to see? Is there anybody you want to see as a running mate?
I have a dream running mate, but that's not going to happen. But, you know... yeah,
it's the dream, everybody's dream.
Yeah, Miss Obama. I wish they had a throne.
Michelle said she done. Barack said his wife. They said the family's done.
Barack came in the kitchen like, hey, you ain't doing nothing, woman. But listen, the thing is, I want to see Kamala Harris win, and this is how she is going to gain a lot of momentum, and people are not really talking about this. That debate. She's going to tear him apart because whether she black, white, Mexican, nobody wins an argument against a female.
Yeah,
she gonna tear his ass apart.
A black female.
A black, and that little bit of black that's in her.
To that? Yeah, that Jamaican.
So he's gonna win. He's gonna lose that debate miserably because believe it or not, even though Biden was struggling and was getting locked at times, Biden was hitting him with some good ones too. He was. So and Trump was, and everybody knew. I could just read comments and all that. He lying. He lying. He lying. Everything he said was a lie.
Yeah.
You know that Jamaican gonna come out and she get mad. Jesus Christ.
The little sucking of the teeth and the sucking of the lips.
Why I want?
So whatever she is, she is coming out. And y'all said she is mixed with black, right?
Yeah, she's mixed with Jamaican. Which, honestly, it's like at some point we have to realize everything doesn't have to be about race. Even if you're voting for her, I'm not voting for her because she is black. Cool if that's an added, but you need to pay attention to the policies. You're reading, okay, what is Trump going to do? What is she going to do? Like, those are the things that matter. But this culture, and we talked about it all last week, this culture is so stuck on self and like, oh, I'm just stuck in a small bubble. It's so much bigger than her race.
And Stephanie, can I say this too? Listen, stop talking about you going to be voting for Trump because he gave you a check. That is the most stupidest, craziest stuff you can say. By the way, he didn't give you a check. Nancy Pelosi gave you that check. He just took credit for it. So stop with all this. He gave me a check. That is the stupidest, most ignorant thing a person can say.
I mean, because he is part of the Republican Party, and that's one thing they are against is giving out money.
Exactly. So he did not give you guys a check. So
and there's no more money coming. No more stimulus. We
Exactly.
were going through a global pandemic. But thoughts on it? If we see that, Harris is elected as, the Democratic nominee, or she's elected to run officially, and she faces Trump, what do you think your vote would look like?
Oh, I definitely would vote for her, but again, I don't care about her color. I don't care about her being a female. I need to hear something for real.
Yeah.
I'm just tired. I'm tired of us. I think we need to come together as a collective, hold our vote. This is a list of demands that we want. You do not get the black vote until these list of demands are met.
Yeah, I heard you mention when Ice Cube did that. Like I
Exactly.
thought
And
it
when
was
people were mad at
then.
it,
Yeah, and I thought it was brilliant then. I think it's something that we should do. And honestly, I would love for our people to remove ourselves from a party. Stop being so attached to a party. Which that takes some time. But honestly, it's just about coming together and looking at the candidates. I don't care what party you belong to.
Right.
What are you doing? What do you want to do for us? And then make a decision based on that instead of being tied to a party and passing it down to generation to generation.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Listen,
Steve.
I was watching you and I was watching Sean, and you asked Sean that question about who would he vote for, and he kind of looked away. And I want you to ask him that question again. Look, I want you to lay those big, beautiful brown eyes on him and ask him again. Okay. And I want him to look in that camera because he looked unsure. And then I do see something red in his back pocket, so I don't know for sure. So if you will ask him that again.
You want me to ask again, Sean?
Yes.
I will be voting for Harris.
No, look in the camera.
I will be voting for Harris.
You look so.
If I vote.
You're gonna vote. He's gonna vote. Don't worry about it again.
Listen.
Go ahead.
I will definitely be voting for my local representatives. And I think that's the most important of all.
Absolutely. And I think our community needs to be more, and I'm glad that you brought that up because so many times we focus only on
the presidential election.
Correct.
And that does not affect your life as much as your local representative. So make sure you get out and vote for that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both for chiming in on this topic. I know it's been a lot of politics, but I really do appreciate your insights on it. Before I let y'all go, I like to know what you have coming up and how people can follow you. See, I was going to go to Steve, but Steve gave it to you, Sean. What do you have coming up and how can people follow you?
Oh, okay. Well, of course, we still have the special out, the 3 the Hard Way special on Tubi. Make sure you please tune in and check that out. Doing some cruise ships. Me and Steve got some shows coming up later next month. Something coming up. So, yeah. Nice. Check me out online. You can follow me and you'll know what's got coming on.
And then how can people follow you on social media?
It's Sean, SEAN_Larkins, SEAN_Larkins.
Hashtag MAGA. Listen,
Last but certainly not.
I don't know why you can't vote. You're a convicted felon.
I can't, but you know what? I can't vote because I'm a convicted felon, but I damn sure can run for president. Listen, you can follow me on Instagram, Comic Steve Brown, one word. You can also follow me on my Facebook fan page, Comedian Steve Brown fan page. Also, I'm a part of an incredible podcast. Yeah, We Talk Like This podcast. Myself, Sean Lav, and of course, Marvin Hunter. And of course, Birmingham, Alabama. I will be at the Comedy Club Stardome the 2nd through the 4th. It's almost sold out, people. Yes, almost sold out. Then I'll be back in Atlanta at the Uptown Comedy Corner the 16th through the 18th. So y'all get those tickets. And I'll see y'all.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you both for chiming in on this topic. But you heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts on all the recent updates of the election? Let us know down below. For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.